As the supreme demon lord of this world, he is gravely wounded and on the brink of death, with only 3 days left to live. Not only is he currently being besieged by tens of thousands of experts from the righteous faction, but even his 9 most loyal disciples, whom he had painstakingly nurtured, are plotting to betray him and annihilate his sect. The eldest disciple, Yuzong Hai, after departing the sect, established the Netherworld sect, proclaiming it the foremost demonic sect. The second disciple, Yuzong Grong, has become a notorious sword demon, whose name alone sends shivers down the spine of all who hear it. He relishes in bloodshed, readily slaughtering at the slightest provocation. The sixth disciple, Yitiangsin, is the adored princess of the Inyu Palace, revered by numerous female cultivators. Known as the Fairy Shura, the seventh disciple, Suya, controls an intelligence network that spans the entire world. He once sparked a devastating war through his tactics of discord, leading to countless casualties. The eighth disciple, Zhu Hong Hong, ascended to the title of Evil King in a matter of years after leaving the sect. The ninth disciple, Suyaner, was the last to join, still clinging to some semblance of conscience. Lu Zhou slowly opened his eyes, and fragmented images flooded his mind. In his past life, he had been a high-ranking executive, but now, he had transmigrated into the body of the demon Lord Ji Tiandao. Through the memories of his new identity, he learned that a month ago, the top 10 experts of the righteous path had set a trap surrounding Ji Tiandao. The demon lord had fought them alone, resulting in a stalemate and severe injuries. Now, the righteous path experts were at his doorstep, preparing to launch a decisive assault on his stronghold. Unfortunately, he had lived for nearly 1,000 years, close to the natural limit of a cultivator's lifespan. As he aged, his power to instill fear had significantly waned. 5 of his 9 disciples had already betrayed him, greatly undermining his authority. Lu Zhou couldn't help but smile bitterly as he pondered his predicament. His body was terribly weak, and just as he tried to rise, he collapsed back down. The disciples outside the pavilion, seeing their master in such a state, rushed to his side. The fourth disciple, Ming Shirin, reported that it wouldn't be long before the righteous experts broke through their defensive barriers. The third disciple, Duan Mushang, frowned and suggested seeking help from the eldest senior brother. Given their bond as master and disciple, he felt it would be wrong to abandon him. The fifth disciple, Zhao Yu, also proposed reaching out to the seventh junior disciple, given his cunning. However, Lu Zhou interrupted, reminding them that the barrier of Jingting Mountain was still strong enough to hold off the enemy for a while. Although he was deeply anxious, he forced himself to stay calm, scolding them for even considering such options. He couldn't reveal the truth of his scattered cultivation. If he did, these 4 disciples would likely turn on him before the righteous path could strike the final blow. "Disperse now," he commanded. "I have my own plans to handle the enemy." The 4 disciples, sensing their master's authority, left immediately. Finally, Lu Zhou let out a long, relieved sigh. He had no real plan to deal with the enemy. He simply craved some peace and quiet amidst the chaos. With these 4 ungrateful disciples at his side, and the army of righteous cultivators outside, along with his own frail body, despair threatened to overwhelm him. Just as he was cursing his fate, he suddenly heard the system's voice. "Host has completed the task. Mission to pass on teachings and inheritances successfully concluded after 1,000 years. Merit system now activated." At this, Lu Zhou's heart skipped a beat. He immediately understood why Ji Tiandao had invested so much in training 9 disciples. What a tragic irony was spending a lifetime building a legacy, only for others to reap the benefits. The system's prompt continued. Main quest, retreat from the enemy detected. Host's current weakness identified. Rewarding with a newbie gift package. Would you like to open it? Lu Zhou, feeling a spark of hope, agreed. He received a reversal card, which could restore a portion of his vitality. He also obtained 3 peak state cards, each capable of granting him 30 minutes of Ji Tiandao's peak strength, and 5 fatal block cards, which passively blocked 5 fatal strikes. Without wasting time, Lu Zhou took out the reversal card and focused his mind. In an instant, The vitality from the surrounding trees and vegetation surged into his body, replenishing his strength. At that moment, the third disciple, witnessing the overwhelming energy, exclaimed, "Such immense power! Master surely has even greater abilities we've never seen." Little Nine, observing the energy fluctuations, looked bewildered. How could I possibly know? His former self is beyond comprehension. Meanwhile, the voice of a righteous cultivator rang out from beyond the barrier. "Come out and face your death, those inside." It was Zhou Jifang, a senior disciple from the Heavenly Sword sect. Rumor had it that he had recently stepped into the Divine Court realm, though still in its infancy. Even in a one-on-one fight, he would hardly be a worthy opponent for my little martial sister. Unfortunately, strength in numbers is on their side. While these individuals are not much of a threat, the 10 great experts are the real trouble. But if we speak of rebellion, who can stop the 4 of us if we wish to escape? Upon hearing this, Ciu Honor became visibly frustrated. "Senior martial brothers and sisters, have you never thought of standing with our master?" Xiao Yu replied dismissively, "Little martial sister, you joined too late, and there are many things you don't understand." Meanwhile, Lu Zhou had been quietly studying the system for some time. After using the reversal card, he felt vitality surge through him. His remaining lifespan was extended to 313 days, but to him, this was still insufficient. He needed to restore his youth. This aging body was far too uncomfortable. After a moment of contemplation, he slowly stood and walked out of the pavilion. A deep rumble echoed as Jingting Mountain trembled. The 4 disciples instantly appeared before him, surprised to see Lu Zhou standing tall. Duan Musheng, standing beside them, spoke up. "Master, your disciples request a battle. We'll undoubtedly wipe them out without leaving a trace." Lu Zhou's gaze sharpened at his words. Duan Musheng involuntarily flinched under that gaze and lowered his head. "I already have a plan to retreat from the enemy. Come with me outside to face them together." With that, Lu Zhou strode toward the edge of the formation. At this moment, Jingting Mountain had gathered thousands of righteous cultivators preparing to launch their attack on the defensive formation. The leaders of these righteous individuals called out, "You are surrounded. Come out and meet your doom." Their provocative words echoed through the air. Lu Zhou stopped just before the barrier, watching the cultivators outside with a calm, collected demeanor. The 4 disciples, including Ming Shirin, felt a sudden jolt in their hearts upon witnessing this scene. "Why isn't he moving forward?" Ming Shirin muttered. From the sky, Luo Changfeng, the leader of the Heavenly Sword sect, laughed heartily. "It's been a month, but it seems the old devil ancestor has become younger." Lu Zhou forcefully suppressed his emotions and replied coldly, "Luo Changfeng, you've got some nerve. Stop pretending and surrender now. The righteous sects of this world will leave you with a complete corpse." Below them, Zhou Jifang shouted, "You 4 must be this old man's disciples, right? I'll give you the chance to repent and join the righteous path." "Help us! The righteous path! Kill him!" Ming Shirin sneered and glanced disdainfully at him. "Enough with the nonsense. Master, your disciples request a battle. I can't wait any longer to strip the skin off this arrogant brat." Lu Zhou raised his hand, signaling them to stop. "No need. How could the esteemed righteous sect grant you a one-on-one duel?" Seeing they remained unmoved, Luo Changfeng, still in the sky, continued his taunts. "Who doesn't know the 9 evildoers of Jingting Mountain have committed countless atrocities? You all deserve to be punished. Today, the righteous experts of the world join forces to crusade against you. It's your own fault. You evildoers can only blame yourselves." Lu Zhou's voice turned stern as he retorted, "Whether you call it righteous or evil, I have my own judgments. Even if my disciples make mistakes, I punish them personally. It's not for you to meddle with or point fingers." Luo Changfeng erupted into laughter. "Old fool. You have quite a sense of humor. 30,000 cultivators died in Rongbei. Wasn't that Suya's doing? Since you admit it, then it's clear. Your teachings lacks the laziness of the master. Do you have anything else to say?" At this point, Lu Zhou's gaze burned with intensity as he answered, "Those who are not of our kin do not share the same motives. The people of the western regions are not our kin, and neither are those from Rongbai. To hell with your pity and mercy for these foreign regions." Luo Changfeng's face flushed red with anger, his words lost in fury. He no longer argued, his voice dripping with contempt. "Old devil, let's see how long you can keep pretending. Take this." Upon hearing this, Lu Zhou stepped confidently out of the barrier. "Very well, let me witness your skills." His disciples, standing behind him, secretly rejoiced at the opportunity to let these righteous cultivators test their master's hidden trump cards. Luo Changfeng then blinked, and in the blink of an eye, the swords around his body multiplied and began spinning in mid-air. They finally converged into a massive sword. Though Lu Zhou appeared calm on the surface, internally, he was anxious. His eyes kept darting to the item cards on his panel, and he could sense the growing suspicion among these four evildoers. Triggering side quest, people's hearts are revealed by their actions. Let the evildoers show their true colors. At that moment, the power of Luo Changfeng's giant sword was fully formed, and with a loud shout, he pointed it toward Lu Zhou's group. "Face your death," he yelled. Duan Musheng and Zhao Yu's faces darkened. They both knew that the old man must not die here. If he did, the techniques and weapons they relied on would disappear with him. Just as the giant sword was about to strike, the two of them, having made up their minds, simultaneously attacked the sword. The gust created by their strikes deflected the sword's edge, causing it to hit the barrier instead. Lu Zhou, embarrassed, immediately turned and rushed back into the barrier, his pride wounded. Seeing this, countless cultivators burst into laughter. Luo Changfeng, hovering above, taunted, "So this is your skill? Truly impressive." The leader of the Xinyi sect joined in, sneering. The patriarch of villains actually needs his disciples to protect him. How remarkable. Lu Zhou, unperturbed by their mockery, paid them no mind. Instead, he focused on the peak experience card once more. Combining 3 peak experience cards gives me an hour and a half. In other words, once he used them, the battle needed to be over quickly. But before dealing with the external enemy, he had to handle the internal issues. If these evildoers didn't fall in line, once his time ran out, he would be back to square one. His voice, despite himself, grew louder. "Duan Musheng, how dare you? Who gave you permission to interfere with my affairs?" Duan Musheng's face changed at his words. He quickly approached and knelt, expressing deep concern for his master's safety. At this moment, Ming Shirin chuckled lightly. "Master, there's no need for this. You've acted tirelessly. This should be enough. Brother, please, get up." Upon hearing her words, Duan Musheng's respectful expression faded. Slowly, he stood, his demeanor shifting. The evildoers had already guessed, based on Lu Zhou's earlier embarrassed display, that he was barely holding on. "Master, give up," Ming Shirin said, a hint of malice in her voice. "As long as you pass on the techniques and weapons to us intact, we will do our best to help you escape today." Lu Zhou remained silent, his gaze unreadable. After a long pause, he finally spoke. "Little Nine, what about you?" "Master, your disciple dares not," Xianer said, immediately dropping to his knees with a loud thud. Secondary quest completed. Reward, True Eye of Reality. Effect, permanent. The prompt caught Lu Zhou off guard, and a special message flashed before him. Xianer's loyalty, 60% and increasing. Ming Shirin's loyalty, 15%. Duan Musheng's loyalty, 23%. Zhao Yu's loyalty, 35%. If loyalty falls below 0, they will defect and become enemies. If it exceeds 80, they are unlikely to defect. Lu Zhou noticed the steadily decreasing loyalty of the 3 evildoers, but the rising loyalty of Su Yaner came as a surprise. His thoughts turned inward. Intentionally, Lu Zhou spoke. "Since that's the case, there's no need for me to keep pretending. Indeed, I have been injured. But that doesn't mean you can defy me." With those words, he crushed the peak experience card in his hand. In an instant, a powerful surge of energy erupted from him, knocking the 3 disciples back. Blood sprayed from their mouths as they were sent flying. Only Suyana remained, wide-eyed, unable to comprehend the scene unfolding before him. It felt as if the entire world had frozen in place. The moment the other 3 hit the ground, they scrambled to roll and kneel, shouting in unison, "We know our mistakes, Master." Lu Zhou didn't even glance at them. He took a deep breath and muttered to himself, "The feeling of being in peak state is truly wonderful." In that moment, everything around him felt like it was within his grasp. The cultivators before him were insignificant ants. One flick of his finger, and he could crush them all. Energy surged from him, soaring into the sky as the barrier around Jingting Mountain shattered entirely. The top 10 righteous experts watched, dumbstruck, their eyes filled with disbelief. Wasn't he injured? How could he possibly unleash such a powerful surge of energy? The cultivators who had mocked him earlier couldn't stop their legs from trembling. The three evildoers, realizing their mistake, fell to the ground in a panic, quickly kneeling and shouting in unison. Admitting their wrongdoing, the three disciples knelt before Lu Zhou, their heads bowed in submission. Lu Zhou coldly stared at them. "Disobeying your master?" he thought. Such behavior warrants severe punishment. With a swift motion, golden light erupted from his fingertips. A loud crash echoed as the three disciples were sent hurtling into a distant mountain peak. "I'll deal with you later," Lu Zhou muttered, observing the timer on his panel. 29 minutes remaining. Teaching these three evildoers a lesson was merely a moment's work. Soon, he would be facing the thousands of cultivators and the top 10 righteous experts. "Let me see how much progress you've made in the past month," he mused as his voice echoed across the battlefield. With a deep breath, Lu Zhou gathered his strength and soared into the air. 100 tribulations of the underworld Dharma body. With a thunderous shout, a golden halo surrounded his manifested Dharma body. Below, the 8-leaf golden lotus spun, releasing powerful gusts of energy with each rotation. Seeing this, Luo Changfeng immediately signaled other experts to converge and block it together. Within moments, the 10 interconnected Dharma bodies formed a massive wall in the center of the battlefield. The area within 100 miles was illuminated by their combined radiance. Cultivators scrambled to retreat, seeking shelter behind the towering Dharma bodies. However, some weaker individuals were caught off guard and suffered heavy injuries due to their delayed retreat. Lu Zhou, watching this unfold, snorted coldly. "You like using swords," he thought. "Then I'll use a sword too." "Imperfect heaven's favor," he declared, and in a flash, a dazzling long sword formed between his index and middle fingers. Duan Musheng, still lying on the ground, instinctively raised his head. A shiver ran down his spine as he recognized the technique. This was the Heavenly Oneness technique, one of the most powerful moves in existence. For years he had been practicing swordsmanship, striving to master this technique, but Jitian Dao had always withheld the final form from him. Never in his wildest dreams did he imagine encountering it in this situation. In that moment, the three disciples realized how gravely they had misjudged their master. Not only could he effortlessly manifest the Dharma body, but he was also capable of wielding the imperfect heaven's favor. Even more terrifying was the fact that the power of the imperfect heaven's favor was amplified under the influence of the Dharma body. Luo Changfeng, realizing the gravity of the situation, quickly ordered the experts to retreat. If they didn't, all 10 would suffer severe injuries. He had never expected that this old devil would be stronger than ever. Lu Zhou hovered in front of the Dharma body, as if they had merged into one. With his sword raised, he unleashed a powerful sword light, slashing down upon the crowd. Weak cultivators who couldn't dodge in time were cleaved in half. A deafening rumble echoed as mountains, rivers, and lakes were split apart by the force of the sword wave. The top 10 righteous experts, already prepared, had moved aside long before the attack. They had believed that, although the old demon could use the Dharma body to contend with 10 opponents, he couldn't possibly unleash other formidable techniques. But now, Lu Zhou was unleashing his ultimate move, and his expression was relaxed. Too relaxed. A deep sense of dread settled within the righteous experts. Despite the overwhelming power before them, Lu Zhou remained calm, as if he were toying with them. He was effortlessly executing his most powerful moves, his body constantly replenishing itself, thanks to the peak experience card. Every time he expended energy, his strength returned to its peak. The imperfect heaven's favor had claimed the lives of hundreds, and the remaining cultivators, whether weak or strong, were scattered in panic. Lu Zhou didn't pursue them. His focus was on the top 10 righteous experts. "You want to run?" he called, his voice cold. "Unfortunately, you're too slow." Before the words had fully left his mouth, he disappeared in an instant, his figure flashing like lightning. In mid-air, only the afterimage of his movement remained. The evildoers, witnessing this, were left dumbfounded. This is the divine technique Blink, they realized. Blink allows one to travel to a distant location at lightning speed, an excellent method for both pursuit and escape. But it consumes an immense amount of vitality. It's over, third junior brother, Suaner whispered. We should escape quickly. Master keeps using these powerful moves one after another. I never expected him to be able to wield such an ultimate move. Clearly, he's hiding even greater strength. Why did he deceive us like this? Senior brother, senior sister, Suaner urged, his voice desperate. Listen to me. Stay here. Master possesses a divine technique. We won't be able to escape. The three evildoers were struck with despair as they realized the truth of Suaner's words. Meanwhile, Luo Changfeng, riding the wind, swiftly maneuvered through the forest, looking back from time to time. He saw no one pursuing him. Letting out a relieved sigh, he thought he had escaped. But then, a chilling sensation ran down his back. I've been waiting for you for a while. The voice sent a wave of panic through him as he turned around, knowing all too well that his time was running out. Please subscribe to help me provide you with more recaps.